Hola, aquí Margaret y ya, and welcome to my channel. Yes, I know I'm speaking in English, I know, but this new series on my channel, I know you all know La Más Draga, but unfortunately, because it's in Spanish, a lot of people who don't speak Spanish don't understand it, and there's not subtitles, so I want to make this series to explain La Más Draga. This is called Explaining La Más Draga. So each week I'm gonna explain each episode of La Más Draga. This is like a little introduction to understand like the context of this reality show. Don't call me ridícula. I'm doing this for people who only speak English, and yes, I'm doing this to practice my English. So if you want to see a review in Spanish, there's already 1,000 of them, and there's gonna be 1,000 of the new season, so go to internet and watch it. This is kind of different. So let me introduce myself. I'm Margaret y ya. I was a contestant on the first season of La Más Draga. I will try to make this spoilers free. So yeah, I'm just gonna say I was a contestant. Let me start with explaining what La Más Draga is. La Más Draga is by now the biggest drag competition in Mexico, and I won't say Latin America because there was the switch on Chile, but it's very popular, I would say. La Más Draga is a drag competition with by now 2 seasons already aired, and it's on YouTube. You can go and watch it. It's all free on YouTube. There's about to start the 3rd season. That's why I started doing this kind of reviews right now, because yes, I'm going to explain the first 2 seasons, but I'm gonna start with the 3rd season because it's happening at the same time. La Más Draga is basically the Mexican RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm gonna probably get in trouble because the producers don't like when people compare, but to be realistic, it's basically the same format. Basically, the show starts with an introduction, the queens enter to the workroom, and someone, in this case Johnny Carmona, gives them the assignment and gives a little of context of the assignment, and then it depends on the episode, but then they go to like someone who is like a professional in makeup or styling, or even like in season 2 where the theme was lucha libre, there were like wrestlers, and it goes like to like a mini challenge section. It depends on the episode, and then it goes to directly to the runway. In that case, it's sort of more like Dragula, in the way that there isn't like a challenge, like a main challenge. In the first and second season, except for a few episodes, there isn't like acting challenges or anything. All the critiques and all like the rankings and how people are judged, it's extremely from like a runway with a Mexican theme. I think it would be important to start with the host and like the main judge of the show. Each season it changes. The first season, like the main judge, presenter, host, whatever you want to call it, the RuPaul, it was Lorena Herrera. Lorena Herrera was is a famous actress, a telenovela actress, and basically a big person in the commercial and main television media. But something funny about her is that in the 90s she released like songs that became really popular inside the LGBT community, and then she rebranded herself again like in the late 2000s, no, like 2010s, releasing more music and more content, now really specific for the LGBT community. I don't know, I was thinking like, how can I compare it to like in American culture, and I don't know why I kept thinking like when Haiti Montag released music, and obviously it wasn't like, I mean it was good music, but it wasn't popular outside from the LGBT community. So in that case, it's like kitsch like that. It's like very popular between a very specific community inside of the LGBT. But in this case, Lorena Herrera is a very famous actress in television media. So when it first was announced that La Más Draga was happening, it was really big because Lorena Herrera is like a really kitsch character, and it's a very specific character inside the community. It's important to say that this new rebranding of herself was basically made by the producers of La Más Draga, so there was already like a working connection with Lorena, and then they made this program, and the obvious choice was Lorena. So yeah, it was like very scandalous because it was like this is the RuPaul, the Mexican RuPaul. It was funny because it did caught a lot of attention on the program, and that was a big thing. Just not to go further, let's just say she wasn't that involved. Obviously, she's a straight cisgender woman who I don't want to get controversial, but she obviously takes advantage of the community in a way, and she being part of this program would be like a really big thing for her career, but she didn't care. Like, I remember in like the how do you call it, like in the media, like when they presented the show to the media, she didn't even remember the name of the show. And in the finale, she didn't even remember the names of a few of the contestants, so she wasn't really that involved in the project. And that takes us to the second judge of the second season, who, you know, like La Más Draga was a really big success in Mexico. It was really popular. It started gaining like a lot of attention. So the second judge was a woman named Vanessa Claudio. She is, I don't watch television anymore, so I cannot judge how big she is, but she's really influential in the TV media, television media, and traditional media. Let's just go for that, because she's a host at a morning show. So, and she does a lot of things, and she's a host, and she has a lot of TV shows in the traditional big media in Mexico. Lorena in the first season was a judge, and now Vanessa took the place of just the host. So she didn't give any critique. I mean, she was like involved in some of how the judging was going to be, but she didn't give any critiques during the season. She was just there to host. Vanessa Claudio, let me just say it, she's an angel. She was really involved in the TV show. She was really involved with the queens. She was a judge on the finale of the first season, and I remember she called me a perra con ángel. That means like a bitch with an angel, like charismatic. When, spoiler alert, when the first season cast did an episode on the second season, I remember she even said like, "Oh, Margaret, perra con ángel," and you can tell she was really involved and she really cared about the project, and that's something that really speaks volumes to me. She even did a song for the show, Extreme Actitud, honestly above. And she was just amazing. For the third season that it hasn't aired yet, the host is Carla Diaz, a member of a really big girl group here in Mexico, a very big 90s group in Mexico. Again, I couldn't find like the same example in American media, but let's just say like Baby Spice from the Spice Girls hosted Drag Race. It hasn't aired, so I cannot say like how she does it, but I think she's gonna be just a host again, like Vanessa was. And from what I heard, I no spoilers, from what I heard, she was really sweet to the cast, and she was really involved with everyone, and she apparently was an angel. So yeah, that's like a little story about like the context of what La Más Draga began and what it became. Now let me explain the judges. First we have Johnny Carmona, who is like the male judge. He's a professor in like fashion, I think. I'm not sure, communication or something, but he's like an stylist, and he's like a very big friend of the producers. So he's very involved in the project and he cares a lot about the project. So he's like the main judge, like second to main judge. Then we have Yari Mejia, who is a makeup artist and an AFEV drag queen. She does a lot of celebrity makeup and she does like a lot of styling. She does her own clothes. When La Más Draga began, she wasn't like really well known in the community, but she definitely made everyone fall in love with her, and she's an icon. Again, stream La Que Posa, her song, and she's very involved because she's like the best friends of the producers again. So it's like a small family. And then we have like the drag queen judge, who is Letal. Letal is a very controversial character because when the first season happened, she was the only drag queen judge. No one knew about her because it was a new character. Letal was born in La Más Draga. Letal is well now it's public, so he's Bernardo Vázquez, who is a very recognized makeup artist in Mexico. He does a lot of things for theater. He does a lot of makeup for big celebrities. He's a very well recognized makeup artist. And then he became a drag queen for the show. At first it was controversial, but then everyone kind of hated her because she was like the bitch judge. And for the second season, she made everyone fall in love with her. And she has grown a lot. And she's fabulous and I love her. We'll get to it, but in my season we were like enemies, and that's funny. So yeah, those are the three judges, aside from the main host. And just to go like really quick, season by season, like to explain the context, I'm gonna start with the first season. As I said, it was the very first season. It was really big. It was really organic, I would say. The first cast was 7 queens, if I remember well. It was 7 queens. We were all like very locals. We were all from Mexico City, and we were like, not to sound like egocentric, but we were like big names in Mexico City and in the Mexican drag scene. So from what I understand, the producers wanted to make the first season like just like a little cake with really good drag queens, and like a small production but with a lot of heart in it. And it was just to see what happens. It was like a test, if people will like it, if it will work, if whatever. Yeah, like I would say the thing that La Más Draga does very well, that all the casts are very diverse. Like in the first season, you can see who is like the chola. Like I was the kawaii anime girl. There was like someone older, and there was like a young skinny one, and there was a hairy queen with a bearded queen. So it was like a really cute cast, but it was really local. Like we were all from Mexico City. We knew each other. We were really big friends. And then the second season, something really interesting happens with La Más Draga, that they make open auditions and they make live auditions. So yeah, the first season was local, and the second season was from queens all from Mexico City and all from states from Mexico. And there were live auditions in like 3 main cities: Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Yucatan, all from North, Center, and South. And the thing is that it's still a very diverse cast. There's queens from all over Mexico. And it's funny because you have the villain, the girl who does like female impersonations, like celebrity impersonations. You have a duo, so they compete together. You have a AFEV queen, a plus AFEV queen. You have like a supermodel. You have like scary queen. It's still very diverse, and you can tell that makes the program really entertaining. I'm very like good to watch because you don't see the same thing all the time. If this first season was really cute and local cute, we did what we could do with a few money. The second season was bigger, the production was bigger, the girls really bring it on the runway. it was the same format, just runway. Just like the runway was critiqued, there was like a few mini challenge, whatever, etc. And then we have the third season that the cast has already been announced. It's still very diverse. You have a bio king, a man. You have like a very fashion girl. You have like a club kid girl. You have female celebrity impersonator. You have everyone from all over Mexico, and that I think is gonna be very interesting. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know the spoilers, but from what the producers have said, apparently not only the runway is gonna be critiqued, there's gonna be like challenges and acting challenges. So let's see what happens. So yeah, like in a big picture, this is what La Más Draga is. It's a very Mexican drag contest with very Mexican runways and very Mexican themes. So it's very interesting to see like very diverse drag doing very Mexican themed runways. I'm very proud of being part of La Más Draga, and I'm really excited to share this with people who may not understand it because there isn't subtitles. So I'm very excited with this series, and we start next week with the first episode of the third season. I was Margaret Ian. I'm Margaret Ian. Subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week. Recuerden que valen 1000 y ya. Besis.